In this video, we'll open multi-extension fits files and import text files. A multi-extension fits file, which is also known as an MEF file, has several independent datasets, each with their own header and data. I'll load an MEF file as an example. This is data from Muse on the VLT. You now get the option of selecting which of the extensions you want. Each extension has its own name or number. The first one is always called primary. You can also see the data size of each extension. You can click on the header button to display the metadata for each extension. For instance, I'll just click on primary and then we can see the header display for that. And if you look on one of the secondary extensions, you can see it says extension image. It's got extension type. Load the data by clicking on the load or extension name button. I'll load the data extension. Note the read fits extension function in DPUser, and you'll notice that the function uses the extension index which starts at 0. So 0 is the primary one and number 1 is the first extension, etc. You can also load all extensions at once with the read all button. And as you can see, the function now is read fits all. This changes the display to show an image for each extension. So this is the primary, this is the data image, and this is the stat image, each with their own spectral display, cube spectrum display. The right-click menu now has the options Save Extension as Fits and Copy Extension to New Buffer. I'll just do that one. This copies the extension to the new buffer. As yet, the application doesn't have the option of saving MEF files. Text files are imported through the menu File Import as either a number or a string array. As an example, I will load this text file, and this is a spectral template file with both a wavelength and a flux. I will open that and we get this import file pop-up screen. In these import options, you can control whether it is imported as a text or numbers. And I'm going to be importing as numbers in this case with the options of the number of columns. I've got 2 columns and the separator, which is usually white space. You can ignore lines that have metadata either by a leading character, which you can do that with this one. This one will work. As you can see, the lines are grayed out. Or you can have the number of lines to skip at the beginning. In this case, it's 6 lines to skip at the beginning, and that has the same effect. I will do OK. The data is imported as a 2D image. Very difficult to see in this case, but it is 2 wide by 6906 high. It's best to view this as a table. And as you can see here, we've got the values of the wavelength and the flux. You can break this into columns by using, for example, the DPUser functions buffer 3 equals buffer 2, since it's loaded into buffer 2, 1 comma star, that's the first column and all of the row, and buffer 4 equals buffer 2, 2 comma star. And there is the flux values. And you work on these subsequently as a standard buffer. I'll also show the example of importing that same file as strings. And now I'll import as text. Okay. And as you can see now, it is a string array, and we can do things like print buffer 5 20, which is the 20th row in this buffer array. That's all for this video. Check out other videos on our YouTube channel.